Welcome again, everyone. Jerry's Old Guy Review and Let It Fly on Fridays is back after 2 years. Thanksgiving 2022 was the last time I did Let It Fly on Fridays. And the original premise was I'd have a few adult beverages and we'd talk. I generally covered new vehicles, things I saw in the RC community that I needed to rant about. I had to put a check on myself because I started ranting in review videos, had to stop that. So this video was designed every Friday. You knew it was coming. Get home, get in your comfy clothes, get an adult beverage, and ran along with me. Now, this is the new format. I'm still going to rant, but during the week, for the videos, say, let's go with this video. So, if you want questions to make it into the rant video, you have questions, you have comments, you have topics you want me to rant about, attach them always to the Let It Fly video the previous week, and I will bring it up. You will get the credit for it. This was another part of Let It Fly. I've got a notebook or a notepad. This has all my viewers on it. This, I went back. There's a lot of new people. I'm going to cover the people. You're going to get your shout outs. I'm going to shout out particular channels. And then I'm going to bring up, this one's going to be kind of personal. I'm going to let you guys in on some of my personalness, about my history a little bit with RC, why I got into RC. I was going to make a video, separate video, for just the individual questions, but easy boy, you got way ahead of me. I never got to answer your question, but my Kyosho Phaser, which is the Chevelle, is almost 11 inches wheelbase, so that wouldn't have worked for your project. I have a Traxxas Fortec 3.0, almost 11 inches, wouldn't have worked for your project. Charisma SCE1 brat body. Do not make this body anymore. Still make the truck. I think they're at, this is a 2.0. I think they are at a 3.0 now. But yeah, brat body. A lot of people have been lusting after this particular truck. A lot of fond memories with my cousin Ginger, who had one. Spent a lot of time. I'd still like to find some seats to put back here to make it original, but haven't got there yet with it. But put a metal cross link on it for the steering. That was the only weakness I saw. The treads of the tires, the center treads, all look like penises. So tires work pretty good, which is good because this is hilarious, the tread. So we covered those. Those were your 3 questions. Sorry I couldn't help on your other one, but anything from Tamaya, perfect. Frank Johnston. One of my viewers loved that last name because I love the World War II Fletcher class destroyer. The Johnston was a badass. I guess that's also something I should say. This video will have more cursing in it than normal because it's a ranting video. I'm supposed to curse. But is everybody sitting and you have your adult beverage, comfy clothes? Got your sweatpants on? Okay. You sure? You ready? Okay. So, I'm going to tell you from my Traxxas, well, no, it was my haters video. Haters versus fanboys. Because this is my new thing, I happened to just check on a post of somebody who bought a Traxxas vehicle, which, again, 2 years ago, over 2 years now, I built this truck. Now they're selling them. Should I go after Traxxas? So, just bought one of the new ones, High Country or something they call them. Started the post with, I just bought this today and I am totally disappointed. Well, without pointing out, the channel, it's not even a channel, it's a Facebook group. I guess that's what they call those. That's what I really want to happen on this channel. We don't have this haters thing going on, but this guy complained about the truck he just spent probably $5.5, closer to $600 for those, I think they are now. Didn't like it. First comments from people, what didn't you like about it? Guy said it's completely disproportionate. First commenter, it is completely scale to the truck. The tires are completely scale. The differentials are scale. What are you talking about? He starts naming off radio stuff. Guy doesn't answer. Everybody starts piling on the sarcasm. It wasn't hate. It was sarcasm. Yeah, I hate it too. I hate it so much I bought my wife one so we could be depressed together. Ha! Love it. And that's where it went. It was friendly banter because the guy just dropped off. I don't know if he was trying to stir something up or what. But I flipped through all the comments. He never responded back. But it was complete sarcasm. Friggin' send it to me. You know, I'll give you $50. And my loss is your gain. And there was no hate about shut your friggin' mouth or do this or do that. It was fabulous. So I'm asking all of you guys, when you're putting a comment in on a particular video, scroll through. Scroll through and see, you know, if there is any, but there isn't because I'll stomp it out. But except for my video on the Traxxas lawsuit that happened last year, and even there wasn't a lot of hate there. It was just, you know, people who didn't know the whole fact just running their lips. If you don't know the facts, or if you do know the facts, and it in no way affects you, what stand are you making? I'm going to burn all my trucks. I'm going to throw them all. Well, that's just stupid. Why don't you give your truck to somebody less fortunate? You may hate it, but everyone's talking about destroying things. Well, you're just an idiot. You're stupid. And give it away to somebody. You paid for it. You want to make a statement? Give it away. Somebody else who doesn't have one at all doesn't give two shits about the lawsuit or what's going on behind the scenes. Duh. So let's do that from now on. Let's know that we always have a unified front on this channel. That will start with me. And we'll continue with you guys. You know, let's keep this channel as a safe haven where you can come in no matter what. There is nothing that I will ever rag on anyone about. There is no stupid question, ridiculous question. If you are striving to improve yourself, to improve your vehicle, you know, And if I don't know off the top of my head, I will research it and get you an answer. It's the way I've always run this channel. That was why I started the channel. My good buddy Chris Hobbs, I got him into the RC hobby. And after a year where he went from Walmart toys to Traxxas, friggin', what was one of some of his other ones? He got a couple Traxxases. Let me look around, see if I can refresh my memory. Wow, I think that's when I parted ways with that company. I think that was where he was still at. He was with Traxxas. You know, pointed him toward a sport. And that was just easy for him. A sport, that was a perfect thing to lean on. That's why I built this truck out of a sport. Idiot proof, die hard, a tank, and, you know, very little in the way of super technology that would have, you know, daunted somebody. But we started there, and he said, "You are so helpful. I had two other RC guys at the time. You should start a YouTube channel." And at the time, I only watched a couple of channels, and it was mainly just for the entertainment while I was working in the shop. Like I said, originally I started out, RC Sparks was my first channel, because I used to get a kick out of watching him do stuff, which now RC Dungeon's doing, and I'll watch that. That's just some silly, let's run the winch line out, this truck is stuck, you know, let's winch the, you know, you're showcasing products. You got a trailer, let's winch the truck. Oh no, it's broke, we've got to go out and get it. That was just goofy and entertaining, and to me it made me feel like I wasn't a friggin' child for kind of doing the same thing in my head. Because that's what the hobby's for. Get you out of your grown-up headspace. And you build a truck like this that's completely scale, completely true to life. And then you make something crazy. And this one comes out and saves this one. You need something in your head, a task. That's like my semis. You know, that's why I build buildings. I need some place to go to. And that should be the joy of the hobby. You know, it shouldn't be all, you know, spec sheets and everything else on there. That should be, you should go out to have fun with it all the time. So, let's get to the personal stuff. So, I'm old, as I said, and back in the 70s, I was a crazy child. My mother didn't know what to do with me, so she took me to the doctor, where I was diagnosed as being hyperactive. Nowadays, they call it attention deficit disorder. So, basically in my day, it was cut out all sugar and put them on Ritalin. Well, my mom didn't want a doped up kid, so she just cut out sugar. And I was growing. I was becoming older. What I was told at the time was I would never be able to focus on tasks. And I chose, as a younger child, to embrace everything they told me I couldn't do. So it started with my dad. He built models. So I used to sit for hours, years, when I was too young, watch my dad build models. So when he felt I was old enough, he started me building models. One of the things they said I wouldn't be able to do, I would not be able to focus on a model. And it's just like nowadays, when I start on an RC project, I generally will finish it the same day. Because I've started it and I want to see the results. Same way with doing models. And then it turned into painting and detailing. Nothing like some of the details now, but, you know, if I built a model of an F-14 Tomcat, when I was done, it looked just like the box. That was where I focused on. You know, I didn't know anything about real planes. So I embraced that. And another thing I got from my father was he took things apart every time they broke. It didn't matter what they were in the house. He wanted to know why they broke. So he instilled that in me. So I started taking toys apart. I started trying to fix things that broke myself. And when I turned 13, and now I had money, when was that? 1985 or 86. I was 13 years old, somewhere in there. Bought my first RC car for $100 from my buddy, whose parents had bought it for him. It was a Kyosho, and it had a Nissan hardbody truck on it. Now it became like, I don't remember what the original one was called, but then it became the USA 1, and they had different versions of it. It was a sweet truck, but he didn't know anything about it because he was kind of a privileged kid. So he sold it to me for $100. I got a charger, I got the NiCad batteries, and that's where I started tearing things apart. Prior to that was all Nyko stuff. Would get it at the Nyko and Tyco. Used to buy those at the toy stores because they're toys. And I always desired to make them better, but you just can't. So, models, RC cars, a mechanic. Now I'm running my business. All things they said, which when my daughter was diagnosed with ADD or attention deficit disorder, I could not break her from the fact that, listen, it's all BS nowadays. You can do it. Look at Dad. Dad is doing everything I was told by doctors in the 70s that I wouldn't be able to do. I couldn't focus. You know what? I've got sitting here, I've got my big old heavy haul from RC 4-wheel drive that I'm still trying to figure out how, get off of there you, how to cram a light kit and a sound kit in this cab with a detailed interior in it, which is over here somewhere. This is a horrible mission. I've got all the lights put in it, got the sound kit wired up, everything works, but I only have this much room to work. And the speaker goes back here. I haven't figured it out, but it's sitting over here, and I've got a bin with all the bolts in it. It's been sitting there probably a year now. No, actually I did it this winter. Tore it down. But it's been sitting because once it gets to summertime, projects like that are off the books. But I've got everything there, and I'll remember how to put it back together. I've got no book for it, but I remember how to put it back together because I've groomed myself this long. Not to brag either. Also, they gave me an IQ test, and I'm a genius level IQ. But as I got older, I had to weigh the differences between good looks and smarts. Good looks won. And if you believe that, I've got a bridge to sell you. But adversity, that is why I get such a case of the ass with these bullies on channels. First of all, when I whooped my first bully's ass in Catholic elementary school, he was laid out at Virgin Mary's feet in the courtyard for picking on a fat girl. The nuns weren't too happy about it, but I didn't get in trouble for that. But that is what I see. That's how I've groomed my life. To beat adversity, to beat bullies sometimes, and to help people. It's no skin off my nose to help somebody. You know, if you're a drunk and you want me to give you money for food, you know, not going to do it. But I'll buy you a freaking dinner. I'll take you out to dinner. There's ways to help people without being an ass. So, the next thing is personal. When I started this channel, great. I didn't even look to see how old I am now with this channel. Well, we know from 2 years ago I dropped the thing, so I think it's about 4 years now. When I started out, the thing that I found, which helped me to think that this format for my channel would work, I started hooking up with people. That's my RC. RC Nixter. Pez, he's gone through a couple different iterations. MPK Hobby RC. Hello RC. Those were my top. Those were the guys that we were sending viewers to each other's channels. We were talking to each other. You know, that turned into the fact that we were all feeding off each other. We were all sharing so that our viewers could come. They could bounce from place to place. We were all talking. And I thought that was wonderful compared to what I had seen on some other channels. Now, adding some of the next ones. Steve, Indigo Creek Trading. He actually helped name a lot of my stuff that's out on my course. There's my trading post is the Indigo Creek Trading Post. Steve hasn't made a video in quite a while. Other than his channel, I have sent messages through it, and Steve, I need to hear from you. MPK, that's my RC. That's my RC. He moved formats, and he doesn't make as many videos anymore. Then I met Mark, Woods Unknown, in Canada. He was starting out. He has basically stopped making videos because of the hate. So, he still says he watches all the videos, but everybody, let's go over to Woods Unknown. Let him know that there's non-haters that still want to watch his videos, and then let's promise to do the same thing I want you guys to do on this channel. Attack the haters. Attack them with sarcasm. Run them off. I want to see Mark back. Now, here's my new rant. I thought I'd bring a visual representation out. Since I'm rambling, not really ranting. Oh, cover that up, don't want any trouble. I know it's light water. That's how I keep my girlish figure. This is what I can't wrap my mind around. Trailfinder 2, leaf sprung, interior, beautiful accessories I've added to this. Completely scale, except I gotta trim off this bumper a little bit. It rubs on the tire. But this is literally what some people allow on their channels. This is a huge piece of shit because it doesn't crawl very well. My TRX4 is way better than that piece of shit. Hello? Scale truck. This is made to be just like if you put some big tires on your personal vehicle, you drove it off-road. This truck performs like your vehicle will. This performs like a big lifted up modern truck would do. Not an 85, but then this is a 70s truck. No 70s truck that looks like this is going to perform like this truck does. It's wrong. Throw some leaf springs on this, go out and drive it, and then you tell me how much better this truck is. I mean, hell, I love leaf springs so much, I'm going to get another mash again, and I'm going to leaf spring it. So it is true to scale. This is true to scale. I don't get this to go beat the world. But this is legitimately, this is the kind of conversations that are going on nowadays. You can't explain to this guy, I mean, I could try, because back in the late 70s, early 80s, this is what Tamiya was putting out. Leaf-sprung vehicles, because the original RC car started as a big buff version of what you could actually have. Go get a Tamiya Bruiser. Tamiya Bruiser, which, man, was expensive back in the 80s, but now they're ridiculous. People who complain about the price of RC four-wheel drive, tell them to go buy a Bruiser. Go buy a Tamiya. See what they look at when they look at that price. And it is virtually unchanged except for slight modernization. Modernization, yeah, close enough. When I drive this truck, my sheer joy is the fact of, oh God, I'd never do that for real in my 1-to-1 CJ. But watching this perform by scale, Morgan, get out of there. Morgan, you don't need to be playing with jack stands, you weirdo. Those are RC jack stands too. Well, hello, Todd Burrows. What are you doing, big boy? What are you doing? Are you going to come say hi to everyone? What are you doing? Who wants to say hi? Director? Audrey? Todd Burrows? Come on, Bubba. Come on, Bubba. Come on, Bubba. Come on, Bubba. Okay. Yowie, I don't know what you think you're doing. You look like a crotch goblin. Ooh. That was inappropriate. That's a child. There's a child. Wow. So, if you have the mindset, this is for dedicated crawling. This is for scale detailed crawling, which instead of ragging on these, if you go and do it, that is a whole nother driving experience. If you are in this world and you're getting bored because everything coming out does the same thing, try that. Try that and not see where your driving would get better, and you're going to have a lot of fun because, as I always say, it's more fun to have a truck that does something that surprises you than to be disappointed by it. If you get disappointed in one area, drive over to a different spot. Now I'm having a lot of fun. Generally in general, this crowd, you subscribers to this channel, Teddy, I'll let you bite that cord. I don't worry about that with you guys. You guys are a higher caliber of subscriber than I see on most channels. Every one of you. You. Right there. You. All of you. You understand. We are all grown-up adults here. And that's the fun I have when I read your comments. I don't know how many times you guys have left me comments that I have snickered at before I even thought of, I had to think about the return because they were good. You're the best. And let's move on to another, because I'm a grown-up adult and I make mistakes. So in my Traxxas long-term review video, I made a mistake. Nobody corrected me on it, but when I was doing the final view before I posted it, I said that I was bored with Traxxas because they didn't have anything new. Hey, stop it. Nobody can see you wild animals chewing on each other. There is new Traxxas stuff, just nothing I'm interested in. They're just rebadging all of these high trails now. They've got a dirt track truck, car thing, another version of a Slash. They've got a drift car came out. Hell, I haven't even wrapped my mind around getting a drag car yet. So I'm behind the curve. But, you know what I want to see? I want to see another version of the Ultimate Hauler. I'd love to see another version of the TRX-6. I guess I should have said that in the video. Those are the new things I want to see. But I did also say, I wish that Horizon Hobbies wouldn't let this animal die and would bring back a 6x6. So I think I've ranted enough. Let's get to talking about you guys. The people that make my channel possible. Frank Johnson. You are getting your tire phone video, Frank. I got it all set out. I got distracted with that guy. He's ready to go. Get back out on the trails. Turbo Encabulator 2410. I love that name. Bonita Creek RC. Bonita Creek, actually, I screwed up on that one. He's supposed to be on my channels. Bonita Creek has a channel. You'll go check him out if you got a chance. Ryan D, 4786. RC Boys, 619. Kevin Breaker, one of my most devoted viewers. Sean Richardson. Andy Ricky. Blue Cuban, another devoted freaking follower of the channel. Derek Hayes. Chris Bartlett. Frankie. You know my Frankie. Tim Brown. Oh crap, did I screw up writing? Stay? ACMR 3215. The entire Hellman family. The Ron Hellman family. Thank you guys for so much for sharing Ron with me and letting me have my Ron time. That we still have a truck that every time I'm working on it or looking at it in the shop, I feel like Ron's with me. Talked on the phone with Ron. I miss Ron. Love the Hellman family. Thanks for still supporting the channel. Thezalore. David, I still want to get a bunch of stuff from you. I have not forgotten. I am just not buying anything right now. The I Am Too Much. Love that name. Gino P. NAS 1492. Fred Waltrip. OG Radgrow. 8-bit is the shit. But he doesn't spell shit like he spells it. It's a thing. Now, we move Bonita Creek over to the channels. Oh, man. I got to change this. I got to change the timer on this thing. It's chapping my ass. So, if you didn't know, that was Toe Shifter. That was on here. Toe Shifter's finally, that's why I just been showing him off to see if he sees himself. So hopefully he caught it before now. Easy Boy RC, I know a lot of the viewers, thanks Easy Boy, you guys, a lot of you guys have come over from other channels to see me. SC Redneck RC Productions. RC Dungeon. Casitas Crawlers, Adventure Time RC. Go talk to Brent. I think Brent and I are the only ones doing old Tamiya stuff right now. Birdman01, Chris Rhodes, 907 Backcountry RC. He is another Alaskan. Dalton's Alaskan RC Adventures. He's in Colorado, I think. Dalton. He's here. Elf RC Trails. Hello, RC. Granada RC Trail Adventures. Mike, I'm looking at you, and you inspire me with your detailing on everything you do. Mario, Operation 11 Charlie. If all of you guys, every Monday they have a video. That is veterans to prevent veteran suicide. They are a great organization. Run over there. It's all live on Monday. Let them know I sent you. I would appreciate it. RC Crawlers Mid Wales. Troca RC. Waltherson RC. Terran Haunt RC. And Stay Small RC. Those are my current channels. And I think I'm going to go back to roots. I've got a lot of subscriptions to a lot of channels, most of which I don't watch. I'm going to go back to the roots. We're all small operations. We're buying our own rigs. We're doing our own thing. So let us know. Get on there like, yeah, I don't want to screw their channels over, but just like you can get on my channel. Tell me what you want to see. And I generally make you a video. That's always been my thing. It always will be. Now, you guys have blown me up this week. So if I haven't answered you back yet on the videos, I let you know that I will get to them. I've been knocking them out, a few every day. So, but that thing, with that interior and everything, I got so carried away with that. Which is what a product should do. These should make you get carried away. These should be us having a conversation about, how did you do that? I want to do that to mine because that looks great. We get away with ourselves on all of this stuff. And let me know questions for next week, things you want to see, so we can rant. And I will talk to you on the next one.